Angel Elderkin, and she'll start with an opening statement, and then we'll open it up for questions.
Really proud. I think you guys have talked a little bit when you were talking to the student athletes about not being able to buy a basket. You know, we shot 1 for 14 in the first quarter, and I think that just comes with settling in. You know, we had 2 starters from last year out there in terms of Emily and Faith. And so we had different players in different roles, and we needed to settle into the game. And I love the fight of our team. They didn't get discouraged by the ball not going in the basket. We continued to fight. Another thing that I'm super proud of is just our rebounding. Anybody who's watched our program in the last year just knows that that has been something that was really hurting us. They came in as one of the top 40 offensive rebounding teams in the country, and they returned all those players. And we held them in the second half without an offensive rebound. And that's a testament to just the fight and the toughness. We're not the biggest team, but we got a lot of grit and we got a lot of scrap to us. And so it feels good just to get one game under our belt together.
David Rogers, High Country Sports. This early in the season, your first game, what's your assessment of your crew? I mean, and where you are at this point?
I like our pieces. I think, obviously, the game always teaches you some things, and we've got to continue to grow and buy in on the defensive side of the ball because when we do defend, it leads us to some transition baskets. I like our team this year because I think you got Faith Alston, Jamani Ingram, Mariah Frazier. We have more depth defensively than we've had. So I really like that about us. I like the way that we rebounded the ball. I've been really challenging them. And to be honest, this hasn't been the rebounding in our 2 close scrimmages. So just proud of lights coming on and us really executing our game plan and our identity. We want to be a team that puts pressure on our opponents, and we want to be a team that plays with pace. And I don't think we did that for 40 minutes, but I think we did it, and every day will be another step closer to who we want to become.
Zach Smith with High Country Sports. So after that first quarter, what was the conversation like in the huddle on the sideline?
You know, honestly, I just tried to really tell them we need to settle in. They understand the game, the flow. They know they were missing some opportunities, and we just needed to settle in. We've been challenging them to come out in the first quarter and really score the ball. And so in my mind, I was nervous that, they could feel like they let us down. So I was really in that moment to just say, hey, guys, just settle in. Just settle in was just really super positive. And they were as well, and their teammates were. And I think that was all the difference. We just kept, this is a long game, you know, and so we just knew we needed one run here, one run there, but really just try to stay positive with them. I never even really shined a light on, hey, guys, we were 1 for 14, and we're still in it. Like, just keep fighting. I just wanted us just to keep playing hard, and I knew the tide could turn.
So you had 4 shooters today in double digits. What do you do to get that sort of scoring by committee approach?
It's the way we play our system offensively. It's not going to work if it's one person, 2 people doing the scoring. This has got to be what the stat sheet looks like. We got to have 4 players, and you know, you've been with me a long time, and the teams that have been successful have had that. If we got 1 or 2, it's harder. You can key on them. Like Greensboro had number 22. That was their go-to. So if we knew if we shut her down. But I like that we have weapons. But we talk a lot about just sharing the basketball, getting out and playing in transition.
Hey, Coach. Hey, Coach. Trey Blake with the Appalachian here. You've got a whole new forward unit from last year, 2 transfers on top of Jamani Ingram coming in as well. You know, what can you say about those transfers?
I love the impact that they've made. When it was time to kind of hit the portal and sign some players late, we really went after the best people that we thought fit App State. And that was first. That was in the forefront of everything. And you know, Rylan, who was in here, brother plays football. She loves black and gold. Like you hear her say, "I'm grateful for the opportunity." Jamani Ingram was somebody I've known since high school. Grateful for the opportunity. Sam LaFawn from Marshall, just grateful for the opportunity, and hopefully everyone felt their impact. And that's not easy to do, but I just think we've got really fortunate with those 3 young ladies.
You know, LaFawn and Moffitt off the court, Mariah Frazier put in some really good minutes. It's not going to show up in the stat sheet, but she did really good on 15 for Greensboro. What can you say for that?
Number one, I want to say to you, I appreciate you noticing that, because she's a little bit of the unsung hero in terms of what she does not show up on the stat sheet. And defensively, we wouldn't be as good as we are without her. So I appreciate you pointing that out, because I thought her minutes, especially when we needed to change zone and we did some couple things defensively, she really gave us energy and a spark off the bench.
That really showed. In the third quarter, they shot 33% in the third quarter. Do you think Mariah really focused on that? Do you think she was the reason that happened?
Yeah, I mean, we told her, like, you're going in to do this. She's one of those kids who knows her role. Is she upset she missed her free throws and there's no points? But when you talk about a kid that's self-aware and knows her value to the team, that she knows that defense is where she brings the most value to us.
What was your I guess player management model tonight in terms of substitutions and so forth? And is this what we saw tonight pretty typical of what we're going to see for the rest of the year?
A great question. So I went into today with a scripted substitution pattern. We've had 2 scrimmages. We have a great scout team this year. And so I knew there was 9 that were going to play in one, like a possession game. I would have loved to get some of the younger players in, but they're just not ready yet. But that doesn't mean they won't be ready. I think in order for us to be as good as we need to be, we're going to have to get that 10th player going, just because of how the pace that we want to play at. But tonight, other than the fouls, I pretty much followed the script of who I had on paper ready to go for us tonight.